Turn on the lights!
So what was the final amount that you won in Beast Games 2?
$5,106,000. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I'm a competitor. I came there to go to the end. I came to win. Now that I have all this money, I'm trying to figure out what I have to do with it.
How much money do you have left?
The last time I checked, I had
What'd you spend it on?
a Lamborghini, and then I bought 2 new houses. I knew that there would be other opportunities to make money.
What would you criticize about Beast Games?
It's tough, man. 8 months of keeping it a secret. But the truth is,
Tyler from Beast Games 2, thank you so much for coming on the Iced Coffee Hour. You just won $5 million, and everyone wants to know, how much are you paying in tax?
exactly, man. It's a good question. Fortunate enough to have Texas as my state, so I don't have to worry too much about that. But got to mitigate the federal taxes. So right now, I've got a legal and financial team that I'm working with, and we're coming up with good strategies to move forward and try to mitigate as much as we can, man.
And how did MrBeast send you $5 million?
Just direct deposit, man.
No issues with the bank?
No issues. Yeah.
It just showed up?
Yeah, it showed up. Like I was expecting it to be in the bank the 25th because usually you get paid out the episode after it airs. So I was double checking the whole time. It wasn't in there. So I was like, man, did I fat finger a number or something like that? So, but we filmed the reunion the 26th, and they didn't send it to there. I got there because they wanted to get my reaction when I sent it. They sent the money to me. So they sent it that day, and they told me to check, and just flabbergasted, man. It was surreal.
What did it feel like to get $5 million like that?
It was humbling, man. It was crazy. I signed up to do this for my family, to change their lives, to set my boys up for life, and just to know that I accomplished what I set out to do, and then see that money hit the account after the fact. 8 months later, after keeping a secret, it was just surreal, man. It was like a big relief to know, like, yeah, I really did it. Like, I can set my boys up for life.
So how much money do you have left?
Yeah, I think last time I checked, I had $1.2 million left.
What'd you spend it on?
I spent it on a Lamborghini, and then I bought a new house, 2 new houses. I'm just kidding. I still got it all. I still got it all.
But that exact feeling, let's say it's in the moment, take your mind back to when the money hits your account. What's the first thought? Is it a sports car?
No, not at all, man. My first thought was just like, wow, like I need to start planning. Like I need to make sure this money lasts and keep it for it to continue to grow. Because I'm not like an extravagant guy. I'm someone that likes to invest. I want to make sure that this lasts a while to take care of my family. Because that's ultimately why I did it, to buy back time with my family. Because there's been multiple times where I've been away from family due to the natures of my work, and I've missed out on a lot of monumental moments with my kids and stuff like that. So just whatever I can do to buy back that time.
But on the actual number that you think you'll have when all is said and done, because we didn't get a specific number, how much will you have after taxes?
I'm not too sure, man. I'm thinking worst case scenario, like 3.5 if I don't do anything with it, just because, all I have to worry about is federal. But ideally, I'm hoping to try to keep as much as I can, over 4, close to 4.5 or something like that. Just depending on what strategies we roll with, and go from there.
Did you quit your job?
No. Unfortunately, I can't quit the military just like that. There's a whole process and stuff, but it's some conversations that we'll have down the road, and then decide what's the best decision moving forward.
So being in the military, how were you able to take so much time off to go to compete in Beast Games?
That's a great question, man. It was a time where our manning was low, so it was more difficult to take that time off. But I had so many great supervisors and leadership that were so supportive of this unique opportunity. So they decided to do what they can in their powers to make it so I could pursue this opportunity.
How does that work? You go to your boss, you say, hey, I got selected to compete in a MrBeast competition. I need an indefinite time off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And at that time,
how do they pitch that?
Yeah. At that time, we didn't know how long it was going to last. It was just a rough estimate. So I told them, I was like, hey, their applications are live. I'm going to apply for this. I'm not too sure how long it's going to be. And then when I got selected, they're like, oh man, it's actually happened. We got to get this ball, rolling so we can make sure you're able to do this. But they were so super supportive, man. As long as if you come up to your leadership with a potential opportunity, as long as you come with a solution to, kind of fix the issue with you being gone, they're more than likely going to help grant the opportunity and do what they can to be supportive.
Did they give you PR training? Because every answer that you're giving here is also like, how'd you get the time off? You're like, man, the staff is incredible. Yeah. The supervisors are amazing. They were super flexible to my every need. I'm sure it was a little bit of work up front.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what I signed
they
up
understood.
for.
It's MrBeast.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, we definitely have like public affairs in the military that give you PR training for specific things. But no, like it was just awesome. I work with a great group of people, very supportive. I'm just thankful to be in a great environment that, they're willing to let me pursue this unique opportunity and be gone for 6 weeks.
So where did you see the advertisement to sign up? How did you know about it?
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. So I've been following MrBeast for a good time now. So it came across my feed. And this was after seeing season 1. And I was like, man, the season 1 was awesome. Big adrenaline rush. Would be so cool to participate in this. And I was like, yeah, I might as well, apply and see what happens and go from there. And then hopefully work gets on board with it too. And then went through the whole process. And
what was the process like? What's the vetting?
Yeah. So it starts with an application. So you got to answer some questions, fill out your personal details, your job, background checks, stuff like that. And then you submit like a 1-minute video talking about who you are, where you're from, your job, what was your inspiration for applying? Did you watch season 1? Who was your favorite on season 1? And then what you would do with the money if you won. So I sent in a video like that. Wasn't thinking like anything would come from it because I guess there was allegedly 400,000 plus applicants. So they picked me for the strong team.
How do they determine that?
They felt from like my background playing college football, being on a previous show and making it to the finale. It was another physical competition, and then just military experience that I would be better suited for this strong team. So,
did you want to be the strong team, or did you want to be secretly the smart team?
I wanted to be the strong team because a lot of the smart people in there, they have huge accomplishments. Engineers, CEOs, 8 degrees, photographic memory. It's crazy the accomplishments that they had. And, 'cause I'm sure some of them looked at us like, oh, they're just jocks. But we got a little bit of brains too, not a lot of people knew like my background, my training and stuff like that. And, just being in the military, being a strategic thinker and stuff. So it was nice to kind of
What is your background, your strategic thinking? What is it exactly that you do for the military?
Yeah. So I'm a pilot in the military. So it's a 2-year pipeline. It's rigorous training. You really have no time to breathe. It's either sink or swim. And for me, I didn't have any aviation experience beforehand. So it was all brand new to me. So I just stayed in the books, studied hard, and then just did my best.
What are you flying?
So I fly MQ-9s. It's a unmanned aerial vehicle or drone or UAS, whatever you want to call it. But it's a pretty cool asset with multiple capabilities.
How much is that drone worth?
Upwards of 30 million or so. So
have you ever crashed a drone before?
Not that one. No, thankfully not. A DJI drone, maybe, but not that one.
That's incredible.
It's very challenging because you're not in the aircraft. So you need to know how to read systems and things like that. So you just have to know your platform inside out. And that's what the whole 2-year pipeline is.
What was your mentality going into Beast Games? Did you think that there was a real chance of you winning? What % would you say that you thought you would win? And what strategies were you expecting to employ? Like numbers maybe you'd walk with? What was the whole idea for you?
So it's funny because after seeing season 1, seeing out the first couple episodes were chance and luck. I told my wife, I was like, hey, I'll probably see you in a week. Like, I don't know if I'll last because it's all chance and stuff. But luckily they got rid of that. So I went in, and then once we started getting through the grind and stuff, I thought I could make it far, but I didn't really believe in my abilities to make it to the end because there's so many people, so many accomplished athletes and smart individuals. So I knew it was going to be tough. And my wife and I kind of talked about it like, hey, if you can leave with at least 100 to 150, that would be awesome. That would definitely change our lives and help pay off some bills. So that was a number I had in mind moving forward. And then to get to the strategy aspect, I just went in, was my genuine self, try to make good connections with people, and just be a good guy and just be positive. And try to lay low too, be conservative with what you say, know when to be a leader and know when to be a follower, and then make moves when necessary. Because if you saw like a lot of people that did a lot of talking and stuff like that, they kind of talked themselves under the bus and they became targets. So just knowing your place, knowing when to speak up and when not, and then when to take those roles on, that's ultimately what I did.
How long were you gone for in total?
I think it was like 42 to 45 days. We left May 30th and we got back July 12th. So it was, around 6 weeks, 42, 45 days, something like that.
Were you allowed to have any access to your phone?
No, not at all.
No internet.
As soon as I landed in Vegas, I got picked up. We got shuttled to South Point, the hotel, and they confiscated our phones, any electronic device. They went through our suitcases, luggage, and all that stuff. And then that was it from there, and we didn't see it until July 12th.
What was it like going without your phone or the internet for that long?
For me, it wasn't too bad. Like I've went through that before with the military. I did 8 weeks without my phone, so I kind of knew what to expect. I was prepared. The only thing that sucked about that was not being able to talk to my family and see my boys. But outside of that, like I didn't have any issues. I thought it was a nice way to like cleanse from technology, social media, and stuff like that, and just live in a moment, get to meet some of these awesome people, and just get to know them more on a personal level.
Did you see anybody having social media withdrawals?
I'm sure there was at the beginning. Yeah, there's a lot of people that would mention like, oh man, I wish I had my phone right now to go on Instagram, TikTok, and stuff like that. But eventually, like people got over that and they kind of adjusted.
And what was your initial impression from the first competition?
Yeah, the first competition, I was like, man, they're setting off season 2 with a bang. The Smart Challenge was pretty cool, and then the Strong Challenge was awesome. We were on that platform. They lifted us, I think, 40 feet in the air, and then they dropped those trap doors, and we had to climb through it, pick up a third of our body weight, get the blocks, and then climb back up and stack them. And then once I saw it edited and seeing like the drone footage from that, like I was like, man, they really set the tone with this challenge, and it's going to be a crazy ride for this season. So.
How difficult was that challenge? I looked at the physical challenge and look, I'm no Arnold Schwarzenegger or Ronnie Coleman, but I was like, you know what? Like, I feel like I could probably do that.
Yeah.
Jack's sitting on his couch.
Yeah, eating my popcorn.
He's
Like, I was like, you know what? I could eat.
Yeah.
Like, how difficult was that actually?
Yeah.
For you, at least.
I didn't really have any issues, man. It was fun. Like I trained for it. And it's just climbing down, picking up a 30 body weight. When you got down to the pole, it was a little tricky there because like they have like these little rings that you can kind of put your feet on, but they're very tiny and like they kind of broke. So essentially, like I had to hold myself with one arm, trying to pull up a third of my body weight, and then wrap my arm around, get the blocks, and then climb back up. But ultimately, I didn't think it was too bad, man. It was a lot of fun. I think you could do it.
You think I could?
I think you could, yeah, man.
You could see a little bit of my traps through the shit.
Yeah, I see it.
What would you say was the most difficult challenge out of everything that you did within Beast Games?
Probably the hanging from the poles 200 feet in the air. Either that or the cubes. Because we were hanging from the poles 100 feet in the air. We had different like segments for rounds, time frames, and stuff like that. I think in total, like maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes I was up there. And then the people that went to the end were like 45 minutes or so. So that was tough because you're getting fatigued and then you're just trying to hold on with all that you have to not fall. But that was physically probably one of the challenging ones. And then like mentally, probably the cubes, being in there 8 hours. And then you have to like convince someone to eliminate themselves. And then, you're just asking for whatever you want, making time go by. But ultimately in the back of everyone's heads, it's like, we got to play a game. Someone's got to handcuff themselves. Who's it going to be? And what game are we going to play? So those two challenges were definitely probably the toughest in the respective physical and social aspect or mental aspect.
Now, really quick, here's what I've noticed. Every single business is asking themselves the same question. How do we make AI work for us? The possibilities are endless, but guessing is too risky, and sitting on the sidelines isn't an option because one thing is certain. If you're not doing it, I guarantee your competitors are.
And that's exactly where our sponsor NetSuite by Oracle comes in. It's the #1 AI cloud ERP trusted by more than 43,000 businesses to manage everything from financials and inventory to commerce, HR, and CRM, all in one unified system.
Here's the thing. When all your data is in one place, your AI becomes smarter. It doesn't guess, it just knows. NetSuite intelligently automates routine tasks, delivers real-time insights, and helps you make fast, confident decisions that actually drive growth. And now with NetSuite AI Connector, you can connect the AI of your choice to your actual business data and ask every question you've ever had.
And this is not just an add-on, it's AI built literally right into the system that runs your business, helping you cut costs, improve accuracy, and stay ahead of the competition.
So whether your company is earning millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite gives you the visibility and control to keep moving forward. Honestly, if I were building a business of this level, this is exactly what I'd be looking at. And when it comes to AI, you have to be using it. Like, we've started integrating it within the podcast as much as possible in terms of automating all of these tasks. And my gosh, it's able to save us so much time. And the growth that we've seen over the last few months using it has been unstoppable, mind-blowing.
So if your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, get NetSuite's free business guide, Demystifying AI, at netsuite.com/iced.
Again, the guide is free for you at netsuite.com/iced. Again, that is netsuite.com/iced with the link down below in the description.
What would you say Beast Games is a test of?
So it's like a social experiment. You know, he puts us in these crazy situations where money is involved, challenges and stuff. And it kind of like is a way to see like how people react to these different situations. Like, for example, Captain's Bribe. You're up there, $1 million is on the board. All you have to do is press a button and that's yours. And seeing that 4 out of the 5 people didn't do that. You know, you got people online saying like, I would have pressed that button in a heartbeat. But seeing those people turn it down for their teammates, it's pretty awesome. You know, it's a chance for them to stay in the game too, their teammates, because they could have took that $1 million and eliminated the team and stay in the game. But just as an example, like, it was crazy to see that people turn down life-changing money. It's very much so like a social experiment.
Would you have taken $1 million?
No, that early in the game.
Even though your wife said, hey, if we get 150, we're happy. And you could say, hey, honey, I brought home $1 million. You went on a game show and turned down $1 million.
Yeah, she would have been mad seeing that for sure. But for me, it was too early in the game. And I was willing to bet on myself and risk it to make it further. Because I knew that there would be other opportunities to make money. So I just took it day by day and then just took it challenge by challenge and just stayed optimistic. And then, yeah, I'm a competitor. I came there to go to the end. I came to win. Like, I wasn't going to take a bribe.
What if it was $2 million?
$2 million, I would definitely consider it more for sure. But I likely wouldn't have taken it just because.
2.5. You could win half the prize pool because they're going to be out anyway.
2.5, I would consider it a lot more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy, man. Like, you have that much money, it's guaranteed. But I'm such a competitor.
But when you look at the odds and you say, okay, there's 25 people here, and I could get a half of the total prize by eliminating like 7 of them.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't. I know it sounds crazy, but if I were to do it, you know, I would have 2.5, but you know, there's a chance to win 5, potentially 10.
Yeah, but that's like a gambler's mentality.
I was about to say, there's like, well, I could just keep parlaying this thing to make even more.
It is.
And then you end up getting voted out and then losing.
Yeah. It was just a risk I was willing to take, man. I was ready to bet on myself. And
that's the thing. You called them your teammates, but in actuality, I feel like the people that you were saving by not pressing the button are just your competitors.
Yeah.
Those are the people that you're up against.
For sure.
And they can try to say, oh yeah, these are like people that you're like all working together, but in actuality, it's only one person that's going to walk with the money.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing where it's like, I was surprised that more people just didn't push the button.
Yeah.
earlier, especially after seeing season 1.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
Yeah,
a lot
and
of
then
those
they get
people
turned
walk
on.
and they get turned on.
Yeah.
Either that or they walk with no money.
Yeah.
And
No,
you're there
it's-
to try to make the money.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy, but I think people realize that if you want to move far in this game, you have to build trust and have those solid relationships with people to move further in the game. So you can have people that you can rely on. Because then it comes to a point where, hey, it's every man for itself. It's time to play the game. Alliances are at the door. There's only one person that can win. And we all knew from season 1 there would be more opportunities to make money. So a lot of people were willing to gamble or take that risk.
But you would say that it was a test of social intelligence.
Yeah.
Of all things.
For sure.
That's really interesting. One thing I mentioned to Jeff when we filmed with him is that if you round up the people that made it to the top 10, top 15, top 5 of season 1 of Beast Games, they're probably overall like high skill, like high intelligence, just overall really well-rounded individuals with like a high stat sheet. If you're like playing a game, they're probably like pretty max stats and things, just generally speaking.
Yeah.
And so if there are any recruiters out there, it's not a bad place to look for some talent. Would you agree with that? Like it's a test of, virtually every skill that you can possibly employ.
Yeah, 100%. I would agree with that. Yeah. It like Jeff said, man, it's definitely a test, and it's very accurate with what you said. Because it shows the different type of skills that you have, what you're capable of doing, and it's super accurate, man. I agree 100%.
So at what point did you think that you're going to win?
I think when I got to the top 10, when we got to the top 10 after seeing our families, I knew I had like a 10% chance. I was extra motivated after seeing my family, and that's when I was like starting to feel like, hey, I'm here. I can do this thing. We're so close. I just gotta, keep my head down, keep playing to my strategy, and then just make moves when I need to. So that's when I started to really feel that I had a good chance to win.
How much strategy did you have going into it?
So I watched this first season a couple times, and I saw like different characters and how they played the game, and then seeing the ones that went the furthest, because Jeff was my favorite for season 1. Seeing how he played the game, I could relate to that because that's kind of how I embody myself, kind of laid back, love to meet people, very outgoing, and, not quick to like be, so loud or make moves, but be rational about it. So when I saw how he played, I was like, okay, I could see myself playing this way because that's the type of person I am. And I just went in there, did that, and it ended up working out for me.
What was your first impression of MrBeast?
My first impression of him was, so we had a steak dinner. He took us out to a steak dinner when we came to Vegas, and he came in, greeted everyone, and he spent time talking to everyone. So I thought he was awesome. I've seen him on his videos, YouTube videos and whatnot, doing all these awesome, amazing things, but then getting to see him in person and see him interact with people was pretty cool.
What did he say to you?
I didn't get a chance to talk to him. He talked to a lot of people because at that point there was 200 people and we had like maybe 2 hours or so. But just seeing him interact and take the time out to talk to other people was really cool to see, because he really cares about what he does. He's very passionate, and you could tell. And then as the season moved on and the numbers dwindled, we got more and more time to talk and engage with them.
So what was your first conversation with MrBeast?
I think like our first conversation was probably about like a challenge or something like that. He's very, like I said, very passionate. So he was always open to criticism, feedback. He would ask us like, hey, did you guys like that? If not, like what could have been better? What could we do to be better? So he was very down to earth, cared about what we thought, and just very attentive. So
what criticism did you give him?
I honestly didn't give too many criticism, man. Like I thought the challenges were well put together. They're awesome. Like I'm pretty laid back. Like it doesn't take a lot to like, upset or, for me to criticize things. But I thought everything was well put together. Yeah. And then like the social aspect, the city, everything was awesome. Like I was willing to sleep in a tent, worst case scenario, to compete for this money. But they had all this extravagant, like different opportunities and like the city and challenges and stuff. So yeah, I had no criticism at all, really.
What do you miss most from the Beast Games?
I miss the interactions with the players and the contestants and just the producers and crew, because everyone was so nice. so friendly. They cared for us. They made sure that we were doing well, not only like physically and mentally and all, but just make sure that we're maintained and taken care of. So,
do you wish that you'd be able to compete in a future one? Because when I watch it, I'm like, that looks just fun. Above everything else, it just seems fun to like, it's like summer camp, the good kind. And you get to compete and hang out and make a community. And, you're getting it filmed so you can go back and watch it.
Yeah. And then just getting to see how the Beast team works, like the hours that they put into it, the dedication, the drive, and how passionate they are. It's a surreal environment to be in.
What would you criticize about Beast games?
That's tough. There's not too much I would criticize, honestly.
I mean, we can't just put out a fluff piece here.
No, for sure. No, I'm trying to think. Like the only thing is that I can think of is just like we had like a lot of downtime. It wasn't on them, there was weather days and stuff like that. So there was things that we had a lot of free time and just not doing much. So that was kind of frustrating not to do anything. But outside of that, just Jimmy took on a lot of responsibilities. He was filming YouTube videos, TikToks. He had a lot of like famous influencers, streamers come through. So the only thing I had to criticize on this aspect is maybe take on less and get some more sleep because he was just constantly busy. But game-wise, I don't really have any issues with that. Maybe some different games for season 3, since we've seen a couple of the games, and I know that was like a criticism online. But outside of that, like it was awesome.
Yeah, I gotta say my criticism was that some of the character development I thought was really boring.
Yeah.
And I just found myself skipping through it just to get to the challenges because the challenges were great. And I think it has to be a little bit more engaging and a little more like the fear factor, like a little edgier.
Yeah.
And less of like the drama between the players. I wasn't a huge, because the drama wasn't even that good. And the relationship between that one, like that was the only one that I actually followed because of like, oh man, they always get voted out, but they made it at some time.
Yeah, they did.
But that was it. I just found it, I just couldn't get through it. I was just skip. And then I get to the challenge and I'll watch that.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a criticism online. I remember doing Ask Me Anything on Reddit, and that was one of the things that they criticized. So I think that's one of the things that they're planning to make a better development for characters moving forward in season 3 and giving more backstories and getting to know people more personal level.
Yeah, so the one thing I was curious about, because there were cameras everywhere. Does that mean they have footage of you sleeping?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We had like 3 or 4 cameras in our dorms.
Was that unnerving?
It was at first it was a little took a little bit to get used to, but after a while it was just like secondhand nature. You just forgot it was there. But at first it was like, man, like, because my bed was in a corner and one of the cameras was right next to my bed. And then like every once in a while, you'll just see it like pan and look right at you and stuff.
No.
And I'm just like, oh man.
Well, what does that feel like to be watched 24/7? Because there's someone just staring at that screen, watching you and listening to you, everything you say.
It was tough, man. Like it was tough to get adjusted to. And then a lot of people, were very conscious of how they conducted themselves because, they didn't want to put bad things out there in the world and stuff like that. So after a while, people got used to it and they knew like what they could and couldn't do and stuff like that. But it was adjustment, man. Just constantly being watched.
Is there anything that someone said on camera that's like, oh crap, I should not have said that?
Oh,
like,
plenty
please,
of
Jimmy,
times.
cut that out.
Plenty of times, man. In our pods is what we call them, the dorms. We had some funny conversations at night that I'm glad that they didn't air. But
did anyone go and say, hey, listen, Jimmy, we're having some locker room talk, just some guy talk. Listen, just make sure that's cut. Did anyone ever say that?
I'm sure. I think I can't remember who, but I'm pretty sure like a lot of us joked about that with him. Like, hey man, like we're having some interesting conversations. Maybe not pay attention or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely had like a bunch of locker room talk, and it was just fun getting to have a good time with the guys in our dorms at night, and then just have fun and pass time.
Where do you get privacy?
In the bathrooms. That's where you get privacy. There's no cameras in the showers.
Are you still mic'd though?
No, you so usually when you wake up, if you tell them like, hey, I'm gonna go shower and stuff, like they'll let you do that, and then you gotta go see the audio people to get mic'd up after that, and you're mic'd up the whole day.
So if you go to the bathroom, let's just say midday,
You're still mic'd up there.
They hear you.
Yeah. So that's definitely interesting.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's also very difficult to pee when the mic is on you.
Yeah. So some of us would take it off because there was a lot of times in the beginning where the mic would be on your back, like your back hip, and people would, go to the bathroom and the mic will ultimately fall in the toilet and stuff like that. So they're like, all right, we got to change something. We got to put it in our pockets. Or if you guys go to the bathroom, just please take it off, put it on the counter, and then put it back on. So they definitely lost some mics from that.
Let's be honest, staying consistent with nutrition can feel like a losing battle. With work, exercise, and everything else going on in life, cooking every meal just is not realistic. That's why today's sponsor, CookUnity, has become such an easy part of my routine. It's the first meal delivery service that connects you directly with award-winning chefs, sending fresh, ready-to-eat meals right to your door.
What really stands out to me about CookUnity is just the variety, because every single week, you could choose from a wide range of meals inspired by cuisines from around the world.
Being from California and now living in Vegas, honestly, Vegas does not have the best Mexican food, so lately I've been absolutely hooked on the California-style chicken enchiladas with Spanish rice and black beans. It's rich, comforting, and packed with flavor, and coming from Chef Kevin Meehan, it genuinely tastes like a restaurant-quality meal.
They also have filters if you're looking for something specific. For example, the Fitness Fuel menu is great if you want a high-protein and balanced meal. It just makes eating healthy so much easier.
The meals arrive fresh, never frozen, and they're ready in just a few minutes. That means no meal prep, no tracking guesswork, and no sacrificing flavor, because every dish clearly shows the chef, the ingredients, and the macros, which makes staying on track, which is the hardest part, honestly, incredibly simple.
For chef-made meals that save time and support your fitness goals, just head to the link in the description and get 50% off your first CookUnity order by using the code 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘50.
Again, that is 50% off your first order at cookunity.com/ICH, or just click the link down below in the description and use code 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘50.
What other crazy stories have you seen that have not been published?
Like I saw in season 1, there was a lot of backlash for the living conditions and stuff like that, but I haven't seen any crazy stories from our season at all. Not that I can think of.
Anything that you noticed out on the field, like competing in the game that they didn't publicize that you thought maybe should have been shown?
I feel like they definitely got everything that they needed to hype up certain things or like drama aspects in the episodes. Maybe a few more conversations that they could have included. But outside of that, I think they represented and portrayed each moment very well.
I'm curious how the controversy affected the first one, because from my perspective, that controversy made me very curious to see, okay, now I gotta watch this show to see how this was playing out.
Yeah.
I think it helped, but I don't know if the numbers of the second one were better than the first.
Yeah.
But I think a little controversy, you want just like a little edginess so that people say, oh man, that happened, you hear about that. And then all the people make YouTube videos about it and then people tune in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's every advertising is good advertising in a sense. So it drew a lot more people back to season 2 to see, if there's going to be any controversy or if there's going to be like certain drama or, different situations, like how is it going to pan out? How's it going to play out different from season 1? So I definitely think that helped with getting more eyes and attention to season 2 for sure.
Were you allowed to split money with somebody else and say, hey, if I win, I'll give you $100,000?
No, unfortunately not. It was in our contracts where we can't do that because it would be considered a game advantage. So we weren't able to split money with other contestants.
Did anyone try and say, hey man, I know we're not allowed to? Like, did they take the mic off? They're in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, I'll slip you 50.
No, not at all. Everyone was super strict about that because they mentioned how if that were to happen, if you made money, it could affect you getting paid out if they found out about that. Or if, you were talking about that too. So everyone, once they said that to us, everyone was very strict with that rule, and they did not want to affect their chances of moving forward or getting eliminated from that or potentially getting paid out their money.
Was there a time you really doubted yourself that you thought you were going to lose?
Towards like the beginning, I was still like when we first got in the city, you're still trying to create those bonds and relationships and stuff like that. And at the time, like I talked to a lot of people, but I didn't have like super close friends. that I could like consider allies. That didn't happen until like later. So at that time I was like, I don't know what team I'm gonna go with, who I'm gonna align with and stuff. Like I'm close, like I've talked and in good standings with a lot of people, but I'm not like super close on a personal level just yet. So I thought like for social aspect of the game, that might not work out well for me moving forward. So I was a little concerned there, but ultimately I ended up finding a team at the beginning, separated from that team, and then joined another team, and then went the whole way with them and worked out.
Were you ever tempted to leave early?
From the games?
Yeah.
No, not one bit,
Missing
man.
your family or anything? Or like, hey,
I missed
maybe I
them.
should take this 300 grand and just dip out of here.
No, not at all. I missed them, but I was there on a mission, man. I was there to set my boys up, to change their lives, provide for my family, and I wasn't gonna leave without giving my all, because I didn't want to like live with what ifs. Like I know before the second challenge, it was maybe like 2 weeks in, they had, when they revealed season 2 competitors coming back in, those 10 individuals had 100 grand cases, and you could have took that bribe and self-eliminated. If I were to took one of those bribes, I would have been living with what ifs the whole time. Like if I didn't take this bribe, what if I stayed in the game? How far could I have gone? Could I have made more money? Could I have had more opportunities to do so? How would my game be played?
Yeah.
So it's
How
like
many
that
people,
strategic.
though, regret not taking the case, who've lost and they got nothing, and then they look back and say, I should have taken the case?
So I can only speak on like the top 10 portion because I got to know them more on a personal level and we had conversations like that. But a lot of them don't necessarily regret not taking that bribe. A lot of them were there to go as far as they can and just soak in this once in a lifetime experience. So a lot of them were happy that they were able to make it to the end. And granted, some of them walked away with nothing, and they were happy with the experience. Of course, they wanted to leave for something, but they're happy, that they got to live this whole experience into its entirety.
What traits did you see in the people who failed?
Some people would, just be playing very hard, and people saw that, which kind of made them a target. Strategic and the way you're thinking, and like over communicating with people, because a lot of people at the beginning were able to tell like who's trying to play the game really hard right now, who's like
Because those are the
overstepping.
threats.
Yeah, who's overstepping and like making all these promises and talking to a lot of people. And then like some of those people were getting caught in lies too, which
Really?
which really stood out. But yeah, those were like the traits.
Were there
that
any
I see.
fights?
There was not like anything like physical, like anything like that, but like more so verbally. There was right before the obstacle course, 2 teams with the bugle sticks, if you guys remember that.
Mhm.
They had like a little verbal encounter right before the challenge. So they wanted to go against each other and settle it on the obstacle course. And then outside of that, there was other drama too. All verbal, nothing like no physical altercations or anything like that. But there were some people that had beef, because not everyone, not 100 people in the city is going to get along with everyone.
Mhm.
There's going to be people that are different ways of life, different ways of thinking, and how they conduct themselves. And so there was definitely some clashing at times. But yeah, there was a few.
What do you think about the players who played dirty? Taking a little too much money.
For example, I'll talk about Nick when he took 250 out of the 1 million. Me personally, I had no issues with that. There was a moment where he came right around our graves, right before he went to do his split, and he was telling everyone like, "Hey, I'm gonna be going," whatever he was saying. And then when he got to me, I told him, I was like, "Hey, man," because he was my number one ally in the game.
Yep.
Especially after you turned down $1 million and allowed me a chance to stay in the game, continue to compete for my family. I was like, that meant so much to me, dude. I'll do whatever I can to help you move further in the game too. Like, I got your back. And when we got to that point, I was like, hey man, take what you want. Like, you turn $1 million down, I'm not going to be upset. This is guaranteed money from you. And knowing his story, his background before the games, like, he deserved it all. He's such a great guy, and I had no issues with him taking it. I'm just thankful to have left with something from that instance in the game.
Did you create any enemies on the show?
No, I
None?
don't think I had any enemies, man. I think I was on good terms with majority of people, 99% of people, maybe like one or two, but 99% of the people I was on good terms with.
Do you still talk to Jimmy much?
I talked to him a couple times. He hit me up and asked me what I thought about the finale and like what I liked, didn't like, and stuff like that. So we were chatting about that, and then we got to talk a couple days later for the reunion. And then after that, he's been busy with work.
What was it like watching it back? Was there anything that happened with you watching it that you were unaware of in person?
Yeah, watching it back was definitely pretty wild. For me personally, there's nothing that I wasn't surprised or didn't remember that I did that threw me off. But seeing some of the conversations other people had was interesting because you're seeing them and like you just remember like engaging with them throughout the season and the show and stuff. And then you thought like, oh yeah, they're awesome, they're good people. But then you see some of the conversations that they had that was shown in the show, and you're just like, oh wow, I had no clue that they were playing hard like that.
So what's an example of that?
I gotta go with my friend Katie. She's awesome. She was in our alliance and stuff. But then, there's a couple of episodes where she was having these conversations when she was doing different challenges or something outside of us, and then seeing some of the conversations that she was having and stuff. I'm just like, dang, she came to play.
Was there anything she said specifically?
There was one moment when she was doing the balance challenge. It was the second episode. And I remember her saying something like, I'm sniffing out the week. And I was like, dang, Katie came to play. She's a gamer. Because we didn't see that side of her when she was around us, and because she was in our alliance, she was with us all the time. But then when I saw that, I was like, dang, okay, she came to play. She's a competitor. So that was pretty cool to see.
How did you keep it a secret that you won?
It's tough, man. It was 8 months of keeping it a secret. The only person that knew was my wife, because I told her the day I got back.
I'm married to you, and I'm Beast Game Season 2 champion.
Stop it.
And I won $5.1 million.
No. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Shut up.
And that's where you saw that reaction video from.
Yeah.
And then I think January or so, I got an NDA for Jeff so he can find out. So we could talk about like...
Who gave you how did you get the NDA to the previous winner?
Yeah, so I just reached out to their production crew. I reached out to Mike Cruz. He's one of the executive guys on the show, and asked if that would be possible. And he said, yeah, we can make it happen so you can start game planning and, getting good advice from Jeff.
But if you're reaching out to Jeff saying, hey, can you sign this NDA for me? It's pretty clear what's happening.
Oh yeah, that was after the fact. I personally didn't reach out to Jeff. I reached out to Beast teams.
And then they reached out to Jeff.
Yeah, they reached out to Jeff. And then after he signed it, then they connected us together via text.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many people on the Beast team knew about it?
I'm not too sure. I think there was maybe, because the finale was in Saudi Arabia. I don't think they had like the whole production crew out there. So whoever was on set that day were the people that knew. And I'm sure more people knew too, because they had to edit the videos. Amazon had to play their role in it. So I'm sure there was a lot of people that knew.
What's crazy though is that the winner was spoiled. You were spoiled very early on in Polymarket.
Yeah.
And it became very obvious who the winner was very clearly.
Yeah. That was stressful because I didn't want them to think like I'm out here telling people and stuff like that. But
how much money did you make betting on Polymarket that you won?
$5 million.
Yeah, man, I doubled it. But $5 million.
I put my whole life savings into it. No, but I was very stressed because I think like maybe week 6 or 7, I had people like sending me screenshots of the prediction markets.
And what were they saying?
They're like, "Hey, have you seen this? Like, did you win?" Like,
and what would you say?
I was like, I think they're just voting for me because it's like a 6-7 trend going on, like that meme, or like I don't know how accurate this is. Like, don't ask me for any advice. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, type of thing and stuff. Or I would just like ignore it. Like if it was like my close friends or something like that, just not give them anything. Because all the people that hit me up were like my close friends, and they had zero idea that I won.
But
to
then
the finale.
those who lost, were they not able to tell other people that they lost?
They weren't supposed to. I'm sure some people did, and I think some people did, from conversations that were had. But you're not supposed to. You're supposed to abide by the NDA that you signed. So
It's so impossible because you can't.
Because people are going to be coming back sooner
yeah.
than others.
Well,
yes.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
The people that got out early, they were very in tune with what was going on the show. Because I remember getting out, getting my phones, and then seeing like there's a group chat on Instagram, and they were like detective level, like looking to see who was active on Instagram when, and like when was the last post, and like activity wise. So like
yeah, that's true, because if you're posting on Instagram, then that would suggest that you got out.
Yeah.
And so did they tell you can't do that?
No. They gave you your phone back, and then you had free reigns.
And they just said, hey, just don't tell anyone.
Yeah. I mean, we all signed NDAs. So, but yeah, it's like I remember seeing a chat and like conversations with people. There were people in there just eyeing and stalking people's pages. Well, not necessarily stalking, but looking at for
It's
activity.
going to be impossible to enforce.
Yeah.
Because
unless if you keep everyone there for the entire duration.
Yeah.
You have to keep everyone for the entire duration, but then you get the footage, and you have to you have to keep that final episode, or no, probably the whole season to like a small group of people.
Yeah.
And then how do you prevent any one of the people at Amazon from like reviewing the thing?
Yeah.
You probably have 50 to 100 people who have had their eyes on that final episode to approve it.
I think there's like
It's
over 1,000 production workers and stuff like that on set. But
yeah, because you could narrow it down. Best case, top 10.
I can't believe they did it for the first season. How they kept it a secret.
I don't think Polymarket was.
It was Polymarket had Jeff winning by like week 2 or 3.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, it happened in both seasons.
I didn't realize that.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I guess I'm only recently into Polymarket, and I watch a lot of the odds.
Yeah.
And you could see as soon as something spikes up, I'm like, okay, that's an insider. They know it's about to happen.
Yep.
We're about to invade this because no one's going to dump $10 million into this obscure bet.
Exactly.
And sure enough, it happens.
Yeah.
So I'm now paying attention to it.
Yeah. It's wild, man. Like I didn't really know too much about Polymarkets until our season, and people were sending me screenshots, and then just looking back and seeing like the odds shift heavily, like week 2 or 3, like me going from like, I don't know, 5%, 10% to like 50, 60%. So I was like, dang, this definitely some insider trading.
All you have to do is look at probably the top 5 largest accounts and say it's probably one of them. But even then, it's somewhat anonymous.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what if it's someone who heard it from someone who heard it from someone? How far down the line do you have to go?
Exactly.
And at that point, if they're risking their money from like a tip to a tip to a tip, I think they kind of deserve it at that point, because they could just as easily be wrong.
Yeah, absolutely, man. They went through that whole thought process of how to like, go through multiple like different levels of like security in a sense of how to like do this.
So were you unable to spend any of the money because that would be a display of newfound wealth?
No, I mean, as soon as like for, I think it was episode,
or I guess no, they gave you the money after it was,
but like episode, I think it was 7 or 8. I made the $100,000 and stuff like that, so I was able to spend it as soon as I got it. But the $5 million didn't come to the finale. So
what did you spend the $100,000 on?
So yeah, I've only really spent money on that, and that's literally just been for like legal services, financial services, just to get the best advice of.
You haven't treated yourself or your family to anything?
No, not
Not
yet.
even like a steak dinner.
No, we haven't had the time. My wife's work schedule is busy. My work schedule is busy. We really haven't had that much time, and then trying to figure out vacation time because my wife travels for work too. So she's got a trip coming up this upcoming week, and then she's got like a trip every month or so.
How does it feel clocking into your job now as opposed to before?
There's definitely days where I'm just like, oh man, I gotta go to work and do this. But once I get there, man, like what helps me get through the days is just being around like awesome people. The people that I work with really help the day go by faster and make the job enjoyable. I do like doing the job. There's days when it's tough and there's days when it's awesome. But ultimately the people are what make the job worth it for me.
How much longer do you think you're going to stay employed?
It's definitely some conversation I have to have. It's a process in the military to separate for this reason. So I'll have to have those conversations, and then I don't know, could be potentially the end of the year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Ultimately, it just, I have to make the best decision of what works for my family and stuff, how soon we could do it, or the timeline. So there's a lot of questions in the air.
And would you say that your overall happiness in life, your average happiness, there was an increase after getting $5 million hitting your account?
Oh, for sure. I was definitely a lot more happy and less stressed, knowing that I got that and knowing that we can live more comfortably now, and we have more money to do more things, invest more, and set up ourselves for our futures. So definitely in that aspect. But there definitely comes like a stress level, because I've never had this much money in my life before. Newfound wealth and this absurd amount of money. There's that stress level of like trying to be a perfectionist, trying to make the best strategies moving forward, and how to use that money to ultimately, get you passive income, and then to have it continue to grow. So the stress of like making the right, smart investment decisions is there for sure. It's real.
What are you going to be spending the money on?
So I'm thinking about getting into real estate, and then investing some into ETFs, dividends, and things like that. We'll see how much I do, but real estate seems like it's a good way to make passive income and help with mitigating taxes too.
So
No
you're going to
crypto?
be a real
I don't know
estate.
about crypto.
You're going to
No.
be a real estate professional, or what's the play on that?
So if I get out of the military, I'll definitely look to become a real estate professional, because I think you have to have. I've heard conflicting information. You need to have like 700 or 750 hours.
Yes, correct.
But then I've heard someone say like if you own properties, you're technically considered a real estate agent.
No,
So
you have to spend, I think it's 700 hours, but also more time on that than you
Yeah.
do anything else.
for sure.
So if you spend 701 hours
yeah.
in the military, then you're disqualified.
Yeah. Okay. So depending on like if I get out, when I get out, that will definitely determine if I can meet that requirement and stuff. So
Here's what I'm worried about is you're running down the clock right now
Yeah.
to become a real estate professional.
Yeah,
Ideally, it's something
exactly.
you really start in January, February,
Yeah.
March, the latest. And we're at the end of March now.
yeah,
And I don't like the idea of buying rental property for tax purposes.
yeah. same.
Unless
Yeah,
you're just going to buy a rental property because it's like, oh my God, this is a great rental property. And I just so happen to be a real estate professional.
yeah,
And this property is great otherwise. And it's icing on the cake. Then I would do it.
yeah.
But it's
for sure.
I don't think in this case it's worth it to buy rental property at this level for any sort of passive income, because
Yeah.
real estate right now is a really volatile market.
yeah, exactly.
We just had our weakest home sales in years.
yeah,
So
and that's
could be,
why
yeah.
like I'm trying to like work with our financial team because I think maybe you guys have worked with Amanda before, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did
so-
Jeff put you in contact with
Yeah.
her?
Oh,
yeah,
cool. We
yeah.
There we go again. I
We
feel like
like
we're always just
Amanda.
shouting out Amanda Hahn. She's
Yeah.
a tax strategist.
All right, Amanda, we'll link your information. Your email's going to get
Absolutely.
inundated. So I'm so sorry, but she said I could technically share it, so I'm sharing it. So just listen, if you get hundreds of emails, it's not our fault. We gave her information to Togi as well. So
Oh
I
yeah,
don't-
she's working with Togi.
Nice.
Is she
Nice.
actually
Because-
working with him now?
Yeah. She's
Oh,
had
okay.
she's had several calls with him and his team. Yeah, she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so that was a great recommendation from
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because Jeff said that you guys put him on with her, and then he paid it forward to me,
Mhm.
Cool.
and it looks like I'll pay it forward to season
She's-
3 winner.
She is good. Just be very careful getting into a rental property
Yeah,
and then doing
absolutely.
the depreciation. It's just going to be hard for you to become a real estate professional.
Yeah.
Right now is a difficult market. It
Yeah.
can be done, but my
Yeah.
God, you got to be so careful about that.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we've talked about too, as my wife and I. Like, would she be willing to potentially leave her job to do this full time, to build those real estate hours?
Yeah.
as well. So definitely some conversations.
What does your wife do for work?
She's a HR. She did a little bit of recruiting, but she does HR.
And does she want to quit?
No, surprisingly not, man. She worked really hard to get her job. She loves it, and she doesn't plan on quitting. She can't see herself not working.
Does she want to spend some of the money?
Oh yeah, she definitely does. She's not like super like gung ho about spending a lot of it. But one thing that we're gonna do first is get her a new car. She definitely needs a new car.
What kind of car?
I think she's looking at like 𝗖𝗓𝗧𝗛, Palisades, stuff like that. Nothing
Lamborghini
crazy.
Urus.
Yeah, she hasn't mentioned like Lamborghinis or like
A
G
Range
wagons or anything
Rover.
like
That's
that.
a great car.
Yeah,
A G-Wagon would be nice.
yeah, but
For tax purposes. And what about all of these other people?
Yeah, for her
that you
real
know?
estate business, right?
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
All of these other people that you know, they're reaching out to you, they're asking for money.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty just run of the mill. That's pretty standard when you come into
Absolutely.
a windfall. Have you experienced much of that?
So I'm surprised that I haven't seen a lot of people come out of the woodworks, family-wise, friend-wise, asking for money. It's more so like a lot of strangers. Like I could go onto my Instagram and look at like thousands of messages of people just asking for money. It's wild. And some of them are just straight up, like direct with it. Like, hey, give me $50,000. I'm just like, dang, man, like not even
Did you do it?
No.
Okay.
Not even like
That was my other account. I asked.
not even like a hello or anything like that. Like it was funny. I remember one message I got, this one guy was asking me to pay for his frat dues. So
How much is that?
I think like I don't know, $1,000 or something like that. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, it's wild. And then like I'll have people that'll engage, like, you know, say that they're super supportive and like they're rooting for me and stuff like that. And like I try to answer those messages because I want people to know that I appreciate their support. And we'll have a conversation and stuff like that. And then they'll just hit me with like, you know, I'm really struggling right now. Like anything would help and stuff. And I'm just like, man, like that's a tough situation to be in because, you know, I want to use this platform to help others out. But like I got to take care of my family first. And then those closest to me before I start doing that. Once I have that all settled, then I'll look to like do what I can to help others out. So it's definitely been interesting. Never would have guessed this would have happened. Kind of got a heads up from Jeff too, because Jeff experienced it a lot too. But yeah, I really haven't had like family members come out asking. It's just more so been like people online and
I've been getting that a lot. I've been getting that a lot lately. Have you?
I don't know if it's real or not though, because I'm getting it as well. But some of the accounts look like
They're
burner
fake.
accounts.
Yeah, they look like fake accounts. But also, what's weird is that they ask for money. A lot of them say like, "Hey, been following you for a while," or "Hey, I heard you're very generous." Not true. But then they ask for money. But then I check their account because I'm just like curious, and they have like one photo up, and they're not even following me.
Yeah,
like you would
at
least it's free just to follow.
I wonder how much that works then. Like, do they have these just like AI chatbot agents or something that they just deploy these accounts out?
Yes.
And just hit up all of the checkmark accounts. And somehow, like they spend $5 and they get back $7.
Yeah.
I bet because all of a sudden, this has come up for me in the last 5 months.
Yeah.
I probably get 3 to 6 a day.
Yeah.
Every single day out of nowhere. And they're all very similar messages.
Yeah, I've had a lot like that. Like I've had a lot that are from legit accounts. You can tell like they have a lot of followers, and you know some of them follow me too. But there's been a lot of accounts that like are following like 200 people and they have like 0 to 1 followers and stuff like that.
Right.
That don't follow you, like you said, asking for money and stuff. Just straight up, they'll send like some sketchy link or whatever. Never click on those.
No.
Of all of the things that you're going to spend money on, because you still will spend some of the money you got,
absolutely.
What are you most excited to spend?
I'm excited to spend it on a much needed vacation with the family. You know, that's something that we've been talking about doing. We just got to find like the right time when our schedules align to do that.
You going to fly first class?
Yeah, I think we
really.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I was not expecting that either.
Yeah.
Have you flown first class before?
Never.
Where are you going to go?
If we were to fly first class, it's got to be like 10 to 14 hour flight.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to do it for like 3-hour flight.
It's not worth it.
Like I flew here in freaking middle seat. I sat middle seat here. So, but if we were to fly first class, it would have to be like a trip to like Asia, you know, Korea or something like that, or go to Europe or something like that. Cause we lived in Europe and we really loved it out there. So, yeah, at least once, just to say we did it.
So if you're flying first class, does that mean your kids are also flying first class?
Now they're going to be, no, I'm just kidding. They'll be in business. No. Yeah, I would definitely treat them.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. But I
would argue that's not worth.
Yeah, same here.
So
That's not
I don't think I would do like something like a trip like that, like super far away, because it's tough to travel to long distances with kids.
Oh, it's just you and your wife then.
Yeah, like if it would, definitely my wife and I would do a nice trip like that, and we would fly first class together. But when we do like a family trip with our kids, then we'll probably just do business or something like that. Because they're young, man. Like,
see, what I think is that if you still really do want to fly first class, but not be like separate from your kids, to show your kids like, hey, sorry, you can't come up here. You can always just say like, hey, look, first class flights are like $5,000.
Yeah.
Back economy is like $500.
Yeah.
How about this? I'll buy you that Lego set that you want, and you won't be sitting up with it. I guarantee you they'll probably want the Lego set. They want the Lego set over sitting in first class.
Any toys? I could. Yeah, definitely use toys to an advantage in that situation. But then again, for me, like, I don't, and my wife is on the same page with this. We don't want to expose our kids to like a lavish, extravagant lifestyle. We don't want them to, grow up spoiled and feel entitled. We want them to know what hard work means, so they can, work hard and achieve what they can. We don't want to give out free handouts and stuff. So we really want to instill those core values into them, so they know, like, if you want to do something, you have to work hard to get that. So we don't want them to grow up kind of, snotty and like rich and stuff like that. I mean, they'll definitely get taken care of, with investments and stuff like that for when they turn 18, pay for college and things like that. But we don't want them to, be spoiled, too spoiled growing up and have that sense of entitlement. So.
Now, if you run your own business, you already know this, because making money is one thing, but keeping it organized is another. Revenue comes in, expenses go out, but without a clear system, everything starts to get messy.
And you really feel that when tax season rolls around. Suddenly, you're going through all of your statements, wondering what went where.
Now, mostly from what I've seen, the business itself is often fine, but it's just keeping organized with the finances that becomes the problem. Thankfully, though, that's where tools like Relay really come in to help.
Relay is a business banking platform built to give business owners more clarity and control over their cash flow.
Now, one thing I like is how easy it is to build structure. With this, you're able to open up to 20 checking accounts, which makes it simple to separate income, taxes, payroll, and savings instead of running everything through one place.
Relay also lets your teams have their own custom logins with their own permissions as well, so a bookkeeper or assistant can handle the day-to-day while you still see everything happening.
Paying vendors is really simple too. You could send ACH, wires, or checks from the same place with built-in bill pay.
And Relay also connects directly with both Xero and QuickBooks, which just keeps everything organized and your books clean.
For a lot of business owners, having a system like this is the difference between scrambling at tax time and actually running the business. So if you want to build a clearer system for how your business handles money, scan the QR code on the screen or click the link down below in the description to learn more about Relay. Now, really quick, I just got to say that when Jack and I first started the Iced Coffee Hour, we were winging it. We were figuring out everything ourselves, from like the best cameras to use, the best lenses, how to edit, how to even get guests to begin with. Every day was a new challenge. Thankfully, though, if you're starting today, you have one of the industry's best business partners, and our sponsor is incredibly relevant, and that would be Shopify.
Shopify is like having an all-in-one business partner. They power millions of businesses worldwide, from major brands like Mattel and Gymshark to entrepreneurs just getting started. And here's a fun fact. You've probably already used Shopify and had no idea, because if you've shopped online in the US, there's a really good chance it was powered by them, because they handle about 10% of all American e-commerce.
What's really great about Shopify is that they give you access to a complete design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates to build a beautiful online store that perfectly matches your brand. There's no coding needed, and their AI tools even help you write product descriptions and enhance your photos.
Shopify also makes marketing incredibly simple with easy-to-use email and social campaigns that reach customers wherever they're scrolling. Plus, they handle literally everything from inventory to shipping to returns, which is basically just all of the complicated stuff you do not want to deal with.
So make sure to start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. All you got to do to get started is go to shopify.com/ICH with the link down below in the description. Again, it's shopify.com/ICH, shopify.com/ICH.
The link is also down below in the description. Thanks so much to Shopify for sponsoring this episode.
Who's sliding in the DMs? Any like cool people that have showed up?
Yeah, I've had like a lot of like people with big followings reach out. A lot of people were showing their support and appreciation and whatnot, which was greatly appreciated. And then a lot of people reached out for like podcast or just a chat and things like that. It's hard to keep track of. But yeah, it's just mainly for like just showing the support. And then, if you're ever in the area, let's get together type of thing. Maybe do a podcast or grab lunch and just learn more about the story, the background story of Beast Games, and then just about my life and family and stuff. So it's been cool. I've never would have imagined I'd be in this position where people want to hit me up just to talk and stuff like that. I just see myself as a normal guy that just, works hard, tries to stay humble. And
do you get recognized in public often now?
when I go out in public, yeah. So usually like I'm so busy working, so I'll go to work and then come home, go to the gym, and then spend time with family, grocery store, stuff like that. But as I traveled here, like this is the first time flying since the finale to come out to do something. I got recognized a bunch of times in the airport, and then a bunch of times in the strip, and then in the hotel too.
How's that for you?
It's surreal, man. It's crazy. Like I said, I never thought I'd be in this position where people want to come up and take pictures with me. But it's cool. It's a cool opportunity. It's cool to let them know that I appreciate their support, because it's a lot of people that came up and that were rooting for me. So it's surreal. It's awesome to have that feeling that people were cheering and rooting for you. So
what's your advice to the next contestant of Beast Game?
Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone, and then just know when to step up into leadership positions and know when to be a follower. So ultimately, just build those connections early, because that'll help you out in the long run.
Do you feel rich now?
No, not really, man. I know it may sound crazy, but I don't really feel like I'm super rich. Like nothing has really changed for me in my life. Like I'm still working hard, still serving. Still busy, still limited with time off, and the chance to do whatever I want. I barely see my kids as it is right now with my work schedule. So I don't feel like anything's changed. It just there's a big number in my bank account as of now. So
what's crazy though, if you have $3.5 million after taxes, let's just say, and you spend 3% of that, it's really about we'll round up $120,000 a year. $10,000 a month for the rest of your life, which is good.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're balling up at the club, pulling up in an SVJ, iced out watches.
In real estate, you could probably get like 5% though. Like that wouldn't be a stretch.
Yes and no. You'd get 5% up front, but you might miss out on some of the appreciation long term. You don't know how the real estate's going to do.
For sure.
But yes, you could theoretically do 5%.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's crazy to think about, man. I definitely still plan to do what I can to make passive income on the outside whenever I choose to make that decision to get out of the military. My wife still works too, so we'll have that salary. But nothing's changed. Like we still live within our means as we did before, this blessing, and we continue to do that. I'm not super extravagant. I don't need like the nicest cars or the newest iPhone or the nicest watch. Like I got an Apple Watch, man. I'm fine with that. Like I'm not an extravagant person. I'm pretty cheap, and it takes a lot for me to buy things for myself. Like my wife will just see me going back for 2 weeks, like, should I buy this? Should I not? And then, ultimately she will encourage me, but I'm willing to, do what I can just to make smart investments and then set my kids and
have you always had that mindset?
Yeah. It's crazy because my mom has told me from a young age that I've always been smart with money. I remember when I was like 4 or 5, she was saying I had like $20-$30 in my piggy bank, and they were like looking for cash for something like that. And I told them, hey, I have money, I can help out. And then I went and got my money, and they were like surprised I had that much money like saved up at 5 years old, just from what they give me. And they know I don't like to spend money. I like to see it grow and do what I can to invest. I've always been like that. Like, I'm not the type of person that's going to go out and buy a lot of clothes and stuff like that. Like, I want to be smart, especially with this newfound wealth. I want to make it last, and I want to continue to watch it grow. And that's what I plan to do. And Amanda's, working wonders.
It's interesting. You and Jeff, both winners of Beast Games, are like pretty conservative when it comes to money and not spending it.
Yeah.
I'm curious if we're going to see a winner. Do you think the person who's going to be like, yo, I bought this Lambo, I rented this penthouse, check out these watches. Do you think that type of person could win Beast Games?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%, man. You could just, I mean, it's all a social game. Like if people like you, it can help you go farther. Because I view it as Beast Games as like a way of being like a team aspect up until the end. So um yeah, I feel like someone in that mindset could win, and they'll have the opportunity to do whatever they want and go crazy like that. Because I'm sure there's going to be a person, maybe season 3 or 4 or 5 or however long the Beast Games last, will ball out and live that lavish lifestyle. So it won't be me though. So if you guys were in my shoes with $5.1 million, what would be some of the things that you would do with the money?
I would certainly look at the tax strategy of it and see if
Yeah.
it makes sense. I'm just worried about investing in rental property
Yeah, for
right
sure.
now with
For
this
sure.
market. You could do it
Yeah.
if you became a real estate professional
Yeah.
and you satisfied all the requirements. I would say that's a possibility because then you have more money left over after tax to put in real estate that could make you some money back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it's just you pay the tax and you move on, you keep it simple.
Yeah.
I like just a broad range of index funds,
Yeah.
U.S.,
I
international.
figured you would say some index
Yeah,
funds,
just
man.
the
You've been
boring-
heavy on the index funds for a while
Like
and stuff.
if I hate to say it, but like a lot of this is in hindsight too.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the real estate investments I made were good for YouTube content. But my
Yeah.
gosh, when I look at the hassle factor of it, the amount of money that I made from it,
Yeah,
all the mental stress that they put me through, it's
For
not
sure.
worth it.
for sure.
And now a lot of that is an LA problem. And if we take LA out of the equation and we put my rental properties in Las Vegas, I would probably have a different opinion on it.
Yeah, for
But,
sure.
but like when I bought these properties, you could never tell me back then, oh yeah, it's going to take you a year to evict a tenant. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you can't raise rent as
Yeah.
much as CPI.
Yeah.
Oh, the tenant has to be 2 months late on their rent now to be able to give them a notice to pay or quit. Like
Yeah.
like all of these things. And
And
now what's even crazy is they want to put a mansion tax on properties that sell for more than $700,000.
Really?
A mansion tax. That is not a mansion. That is a tear down 1-bedroom in a bad part of town.
Yeah.
So they want to put these additional taxes. And I'm like, for what? So like a lot of those I couldn't predict because they didn't even exist yet.
For sure.
But I'm
for
just
sure.
saying there's so many regulations and anti-landlord policies now that make me
Yeah.
very nervous about putting any money in real estate.
Yeah. And
Um,
I've always had concerns getting into it, dealing with like tenants and stuff like that for the reason you explained. Because that's definitely a huge fear of mine too. It's like you just get that one tenant that's not.
Everyone gets one.
Yeah.
So I've had one tenant. It was my first tenant ever.
Yeah.
That was the one tenant I've had to evict. Everyone else since then have been really fortunate, has been awesome, and has been
Yeah.
with me for a long time. But
Nice.
But how I feel is that I'm like rolling the dice and hoping I don't hit a 7.
Yeah.
Every single tenant. And I'm rolling, I'm like, oh, great, I got a 5. Okay, fine. But then, like, every year you just roll again. And if you get the 7, you're like, ah, crap. Well,
Yeah.
well, by the numbers, eventually you're going to hit a 7.
Yeah.
So that's
And
how
it's a scary feeling, man, to like run into those issues and have to deal with them too. Because like you said, it's probably super mentally draining and exhausting trying to deal with those issues.
it is. And so that's the reason I'm trying to get out of that. I'm trying to sell that. It'll be a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Are you trying to like limit your footprint in real estate then? Or
Yeah. I want to own nothing
yeah.
except for a primary residence.
Okay.
Because right there is just like this anti-landlord sentiment right now, especially with housing. And landlords are the scapegoat of like, oh, they're the bad guys. They're the ones causing all the problems.
Yeah,
And I don't see that changing anytime soon.
for sure.
And so I just say, why do I want to be a part of that?
Yeah.
I don't have any interest anymore in that.
So then if you were to limit your footprint in real estate, you would just look to do like index funds, ETFs, stuff like
I
that.
prefer that by a
dividends.
long shot. And then I
Yeah.
would keep a little bit on the side in maybe treasuries or
Yeah.
something really safe.
Yeah.
And that could maybe be 20%.
Yeah.
And just something safe and that you have that to fall back on. Or
For
if the
sure.
market crashes
Yeah.
30, 40%, you have some dry powder that you could buy in.
Yeah,
And if not, then you have something you could always fall back on.
for sure. Have you guys ever considered like CDs for any purposes or
No,
anything like that? Just because like the
You do a
fixed
tax-free
term.
muni bond, and it
Yeah.
would probably be virtually the same thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it depends on what your tax bracket is.
Yeah.
If you're in a really high tax bracket, the tax-free muni bonds work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think for most people, just a good government bond.
Yeah. For sure.
Right now, they're paying like 3.5%,
Yeah.
and you could sell out of it in a day. It's really easy.
Really.
It's really nice.
Okay.
That's what I mean, I'm doing the tax-free muni bonds, but I also
Yeah.
have some government bonds on the side.
Nice. Nice.
You make 3.5% to 4%. You don't have to worry
not,
about it. It's just
yeah, it's not bad.
it's stress-free. And then you spend time with your kids. Because
Yeah.
imagine you're at the park with your kids and a tenant calls you. Says, hey, I busted the toilet. This is your responsibility. Go fix it.
Yeah.
And then an hour later, the plumber hasn't called you back. And the tenant's calling you. Why isn't my toilet fixed?
Yeah.
This needs to be fixed now. You know, it's like, it ruins the whole day.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even with the property
man.
manager, they still, they some of the work falls in you.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's always been like a big fear of like having those situations, because it's not a matter of when, not if, because I'm sure everyone goes through it. And yeah, it was just, that would be mentally draining to deal with and stuff. So
Yeah, some people love it, and that's their personality,
Yeah.
and they can handle it. And for them, it's just there is good opportunity if you know what you're doing. But I'm
For
just
sure.
I'm not seeing the opportunity right now.
Yeah.
It just doesn't exist to the same degree that I saw it 6 years ago.
for sure. Yeah. What about you, Jack?
I would probably echo most of what he says. Are you paying quarterly taxes, or are you just going to do like the lump sum?
I think what would you guys recommend?
You're
Because
not
I think I'm
quarterly, you're
doing
just doing a lump
lump
sum.
sum,
It's just
yeah.
lump
Lump
sum
sum.
because it's
So then when is it due?
2027.
next year.
Yeah.
Then if that's going to affect your income, then yeah, tax-free muni bonds
Yeah.
probably make the most sense, at least for the remainder of this year.
For sure.
And then you'd be able to put, most of it in. You could
Yeah.
probably take, I would lump sum it personally. Actually, maybe for, how old are you?
Yeah, if Jack's
33.
if Jack's
30
is
You're
lump sum,
33?
Yeah, man.
I would aggressively dollar cost average then. That's
Yeah.
just me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're still
Like
really young.
stocks
So I would,
and ETFs.
yeah, and I would just do the
stuff.
same thing that he did, like
Yeah.
index funds,
Yeah.
international maybe. Yeah, I don't really have a problem
International's
with that.
outperformed US
And
last
you-
year.
The last year. And
Yeah.
so you can't really go wrong with that.
For sure. Yeah, because like the rule of thumb, right? Every 7 years, it's expected to double your value
And I would live off
closely.
of
On
like a
average.
very low withdrawal rate, ideally, as well.
Yeah.
Like even if you could start out, because I'd be surprised if you were spending more than $5,000 a month, probably in your current situation. Like you're probably trying to save and invest as much as you can. 5,000.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you could do a 2% withdrawal rate on 3 and whatever million that you end up with,
Yeah.
assuming you don't get like a bunch of write-offs, then you could live like that, and your lump sum that you have invested could continue growing at that low withdrawal
Exactly.
rate.
You know
And then
what?
you could slowly inflate your lifestyle like as time goes on. But for right now, just bless yourself with the freedom, not
Yeah.
necessarily with like increased hedonic spending.
Yeah.
I
And,
was just
and
thinking-
I don't see us ever doing that.
What Chris Camillo would say. He would say lever yourself as much as possible into Amazon.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, he'd go triple leveraged Amazon.
Really?
And if you lose it, you just aggressively double down.
Yeah. apply aggressively to Beast Games 3.
Double down. Nice. What is he? So he's huge on Amazon then?
Very big on Amazon.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about Amazon?
I invested a little bit. I bought.
Yeah, I got a little bit too.
I think I got 100 shares of Amazon,
Nice.
and that's my exposure to Amazon.
Yeah, I think mine's like 50 shares.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
I went in a little bit more aggressively, but that was because I listened to his show quite a bit. And he said recently, he's like, I just bought 3 medium-sized houses in Amazon. And that is immediately after buying 5 medium-sized houses in Amazon. I was like, okay, like if he's that
Jeez.
bullish on it, like maybe I'll
Yeah,
put some
just
capital.
yeah, put a little bit,
Yeah,
see if it pans out.
Yeah, I can't buy individual stocks.
No,
No, because I check them way too much. But I do what I
Yeah.
do like to buy is I just buy a few shares of something or a small amount, like
Yeah.
maybe $1,000 max,
yeah,
and I just see how I would have done
for sure.
just in
Yeah.
case. And then if it's down, I feel, oh, good, I didn't go heavy into that. And if
Yeah.
it's up, then I feel bad that I didn't invest more. But at
Well,
least I know.
If it dips and it's a company that you believe in, would you dollar cost average in?
Yeah, I've done that a little bit with
Yeah.
Robinhood, and I was buying in the
That's one
low
thing I
70s.
regret. I did not
yeah.
get in Robinhood when it was like back in the teens.
Ugh, Robinhood
It-
ruined me.
Yeah,
So
because it had all that bad reputation and stuff at the beginning with like GME
Yeah.
and
Jack sold the bottom
Yeah.
I had to. I got margin called.
Oh,
but it was-
jeez.
I
at
just-
like $10 a share.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was like $11 or $13
Yeah.
a share.
Really?
It was in my fun account, and so I didn't necessarily care about the money, and I was just kind of like, it was my Robinhood account.
Yeah.
And then I also had like my other, M1 account, which at the time was like my main brokerage.
Yeah.
And I just like, why not? I really like Robinhood stock. And it was Palantir as well. So it was Robinhood and Palantir.
Yeah.
And I got margin called on both of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, I went heavy into Palantir back when it was like $6 to $10.
Oh my gosh. There you go.
Yeah.
You're just like Jeff.
Yeah.
Like Jeff was like a pretty
dude,
big
I
investor.
bet Jeff's in your ear right now. I'll be like,
Yeah.
he's
Dude,
big into Tesla too.
We talk a lot, man.
Yeah.
Like I got into Tesla back in like 2020. I got like 20 shares back then. And
I mean, that's probably served you incredibly well.
yeah. And then I got into NVIDIA really at a early stage too, back in like 2021, 2022, before it blew up too. So it's right time, right place, man. And just had good intuition and it's worked out.
You have a good history of being right time, right place.
Yeah. I mean, I did my due diligence, and like I talked to other people that were so bullish, especially on Palantir. Had a couple buddies that were very bullish and stuff like that, and they're like, they're gonna start signing like contracts with the military and a bunch of other different contracts with DoD and stuff. And yeah, they've just signed a lot of DoD contracts and been doing and performing well. So
You got to give us a heads up before you be
some
like,
insider
hey,
knowledge.
I got
man.
some intel. This stock we believe is going to do really well, and I'm buying a little bit. So now might be a good time.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, Palantir was one that I got in heavy at the beginning stages, just from some of my buddies talking about that and stuff. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna trust your due diligence. I did a little bit of mine, and it just took off, man. It's crazy. It's been pretty well.
Yeah.
If you were to leave one piece of wisdom to MrBeast, or one thing that you'd like to say to him, if he's watching right now, what would you want to say?
Just thank you for the opportunity, for blessing my family, for changing my life. And I'm super supportive and grateful to be a part of this experience. And I love watching what he does, all of the good he does for other people. He changes a lot of people's lives. So continue to do that. Continue to be your humble self. Continue to care for your people, to receive criticism openly, and implement those changes like you have. And you'll continue doing big things. Beast Games will be around for a while. It'll be like the new Survivor. So keep being open to feedback like you are, criticism, and it'll pay dividends in the long run if you want to make this a long-term thing.
What do you think about the rumors that MrBeast is a part of the Illuminati?
No, I think those are crazy, man. There's been a lot of like crazy accusations and like rumors and stuff like that.
I've seen that people say he's the Antichrist.
I've seen that too. Yeah, I've seen so many crazy things, man. It's insane.
Is there anything though that you've seen that you're like, maybe there's some truth to that?
No, not really. Like the main things I've seen is like the Illuminati, like the Antichrist and stuff like that. And then I saw something about like
Sociopath is one.
Narcissist
Narcissist is
narcissist.
another.
Yeah, narcissist too. And then like he's just doing everything. Like he doesn't really care about people. He's just doing it for like himself and stuff. But like he invests a lot of his money back into YouTube videos, to making good content for his fans, his subscribers, and to changing people's lives. Like this guy has a lot of money. He doesn't need to be doing this. He doesn't need to be giving out money to people and stuff like that, but he does. And I mean, it helps his brand too, but like, you don't see a lot of people like that these days that are willing to use a lot of their money to invest back into their content, to helping change people's lives.
Why do you think so many people believe these crazy conspiracies?
I don't know, man. I think partly maybe they're just trying to look for maybe a fault in him from all the good that he's doing. There's got to be one thing that is wrong with him. There's one thing that, he might be kind of, different or have something negative about him. So maybe they're just trying to look for something just to bash him for, because he does a lot of good. He's a good guy. He works hard. He's passionate with what he does, and he's changing people's lives a lot of people's lives. And like when you see someone doing good and, performing well, like some people won't like that. They'll hate on that. You know, you're always going to have haters. And there's just people out there that are probably trying to, you know, make some money off of, you know, his image by bashing him or something like that.
Have
you know,
you had-
get attention.
Have you had any haters?
Yeah, I've had haters.
And what do
growing
they
up.
say?
Yeah. You know, a lot of people that didn't believe in me or didn't support me or, you know, bash me for whatever reason and stuff. And that's fine. You know, some of it could be true. Some of it could just be made up. But at the end of the day, you just got to block out the noise, stick to who you are, and then just keep one foot in front of the other, man. Just stay optimistic and always look for the good in things.
You know what's crazy? I see a lot of people believing now, speaking of conspiracies, that Ellen DeGeneres and Leonardo DiCaprio eat babies. And
Dude,
that they've
I have
gone to the
seen that.
island and eat babies.
I have seen that. And I remember seeing it. I'm just reading it. I'm just thinking like, what is wrong with people, man? Like, that's so extreme.
So what's
like,
so funny
what?
is that right now the new trend is to leak these Epstein emails, but they're fake emails.
Yeah.
And because the Epstein list is so big,
Yeah.
no one's going to look through like 100,000 documents.
Yeah.
So you leak a fake email that says like Ellen DeGeneres is going there and like sucking baby's blood. I feel like, oh my gosh, this is it. We always knew there was something going on
Yeah.
in Hollywood, but
Yeah.
now it makes sense. They go through these satanic ritualistic experiences to be a part of the Illuminati,
Yeah.
to get these acting roles. And it involves eating babies.
Yeah. I remember seeing that and I'm just like, man, people are like crazy with
But
some
they
of the things they
believe
come.
it.
And it's crazy. Yeah. People will believe anything these days because like you can with AI and stuff, like you
Oh,
can
it's
make
getting
some
good.
believable stuff. And there's a lot of people out there that will believe anything, like
It's bad
without
now, yeah.
factually checking things.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
I've started to distrust anything now that I see on Twitter
Yeah. Same.
because there's so much AI information out there that, like, there was one I hate to say it, I fell for it. I reposted an AI video,
Oh,
and it
man.
was so realistic. And someone
That
later
person's
posted.
thinking like, I
I
got
took
you.
it down. I took it down though. As soon as I confirmed. And what's even crazier is that I kept asking Grok before posting it,
Yeah.
is this real?
Yeah.
Confirm this is real. Show the source of this image. And,
Yeah.
it showed all of it. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is real. And then someone commented, this is a fake video. This is from this. And of course, then I re-ask Grok in a new prompt, is this from this video game? And then sure enough, it says, yes, it's from that video. I was
Oh,
like, come
man.
on. And what's the
It
point
even
of
got
that?
Grok, dude.
Dude, it's bad.
Yeah. It's
It's
so
really
bad,
bad.
man. Like it's hard because even with like all the propaganda and like news outlets and stuff like that too, like it kind of like makes you question on what's right and what's not. And then like a lot of people are just having a hard time believing things and like they'll just go with like the most like politically correct or whatever and then without fact checking
Dude.
things.
You know what? This just made me realize, I would say for the last 4 years, we've swung away from traditional media and we've
Yeah.
gone to news sources like
Yeah.
Twitter
Yeah.
because it's more instant.
Yeah.
At the time, it was more accurate. And legacy media was so far behind that by the time you saw it, it's like, oh no, I knew about that on Twitter 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's swinging back to legacy media.
Yeah.
Now I don't believe something unless I see it on one of the big sites because if they publish misinformation, their threshold, they'll get sued.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, if some dude from a random account posts something on Twitter, they can
And
say
if he's
whatever they want to.
verified, you know, it's-
Yeah, but there's no repercussion for that. But if a legacy
Exactly.
media does that, they get sued out the oblivion. They lose
Yeah.
all their credentials, but
Yep.
some new account could get millions of views just
Yeah.
saying whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you know, eating this or that or something got blown up today.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah. It's crazy,
cra-
man.
yeah.
It's crazy to see that shift in things. Cause at one point in time, I was going to Twitter
Yeah.
for a lot of my news related articles and facts and things like that. And now like it's hard to tell. Like there's this one guy on Twitter I used to follow and like he just posts the most outrageous things now. He has like over 1 million followers and stuff. I remember when he had like 10,000 followers and he just posts like the most incorrect, outrageous things and people are believing it.
Like as a joke or?
I don't know if it's a joke. I don't know. But like if you saw some of the posts, like it does not read like as a joke. Like it's like in a serious like manner.
Could be the Babylon Bee I love the Babylon Bee.
Nah,
if you know what that is, they like purposely post misinformation. But
Yeah.
it seem
Nah,
like
it's
There's a lot of parody accounts out there,
Yeah.
but it's buried that it's a parody. Like you
Yeah.
have to go into the account itself and it's like, this is satire.
yeah. I think his name was like Matt something. He
we're
was a
gonna find
big
you, Matt.
he was a big Doge guy back in the day. But like every time like some of his posts would just pop on my timeline. I'm just like what are you posting, dude? Like
But they get money.
Yeah.
The more outrageous it is, because I've been
Exactly.
tempted. I've been tempted just to post some rage bait out there and
Yeah.
have it be insanely inaccurate,
Yeah.
but like harmless inaccurate. But you know,
It'll get
it is-
engagement, man.
But it gets engagement.
Yeah.
Like the more ridiculous you say something, or the
Yeah.
harsher the stance you take, that's really unpopular.
Yeah.
The more views you get, and
Yeah.
you're paid directly with the amount of views that you get.
Exactly, man. That's why like you see a lot of like controversial things these days. Because
Yeah.
people do it for the engagement, the views.
We had one I felt really bad for. We had Sam and Colby on the podcast.
Yeah.
And we were going to intro with a joke on them. And the joke was, dude, did you just hear what happened? They're like, no, what happened? And we say, MrBeast just sold his channel to Disney. And they're like, no, you're kidding. I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. He just like, this just happened. That's why I'm bringing it up to you. They're like, really? Like, yeah, $5 billion. And they say, no way, holy crap. And I'm like, and Jack chimes in like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like it just got leaked or something just happened. But yeah, it's confirmed. And then they're like, oh man. And then we say, just kidding. And they're like, we had a good laugh. We started
And then
the podcast.
they clipped that, man.
But they clipped it before the just kidding. And that went crazy on Twitter
Yeah.
to the point where Jimmy even had to address it and say, I did not sell my channel to Disney. And I felt terrible that I sent him a message afterwards to be like, hey, man, if you watch we say just joking, it's been a harmless thing. And but I genuinely felt really bad because it's like
I was
people
about to
are
ask,
running
man,
with it.
did he hit you up about that? Like, dude, what the heck or something?
No, I reached out proactively. But also, it's like he gets clipped out of context so many times that was one of like 3 that day.
Yeah.
And so it's like anything he does, it will be clipped up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's probably
And you
what
can't
leads
help
to
it,
people like, having these like bad views or something like that, judgment on him. It's like these different clips and stuff. So
Speaking of clips, by the way, I do have to say, for all of you watching our Iced Coffee Hour clips, some of them do end up getting millions of views. We end up driving a lot of traffic from them, even back to the original episodes. If you guys are looking for a good clipper, I just want to say a huge shout out to Josh at Social Media Money. We'll link to him down below in the description. For any other YouTube channels or people who want to get involved with his clips, he's fantastic. He posts for us every single day, multiple times a day. It's pretty hands-off, so
He's been working with us
him.
for years, by the way. Like, this is the sole clipper we've worked with for the past, 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, I think we were actually his first... Were we his first client?
We were one of the first clients.
One of
but
the
basically,
first
go
clients.
back on our accounts all the way 3-4 years back. All of that stuff is done by Josh. So shout out Josh, and he's linked down below.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the Social Media Money name. He knows this, but beyond the name, he's great. I don't like social media. He knows.
Comment down below if you should change the name.
Tell him he should change it. Say, Josh, change the name of Social Media Money. We don't like that name. Please. But genuinely, he's got a great service, so check him out. So Tyler, thank you so much for coming on the Iced Coffee Hour. Really appreciate it. We'll link to all your information down below in the description. And how about this? If you guys want early access to our next podcast, is posting next week, channel members have early access to that episode right now. And if you join as a channel member, you get bonus content that could only be seen there. So if you want a sneak peek at next week's episode, here you go. Enjoy. Thank you so much for joining as well. And until next time. What's so unique about this podcast is that you both are known for real estate and the show Selling Sunset and selling some of the most luxurious real estate. Why talk about AI today?
This is something that we haven't seen before.
The real question is anything going to stop AI? I don't think there's going to be any constraints. And if there's no constraints and it keeps going up and to the right, there's no stopping it.
How do you not get horrified thinking about this, though? Like, what's the optimistic part of it?
I think the best strategy, honestly, is maybe to be hopefully optimistic.
I think there's a 10 to 30% chance it kills us all. But there's a 70% chance that we live in an age of abundance that you couldn't even have contemplated 10 years ago.